Hi there, here is the Sony G700 Soundbar. Have you seen a box packing like this before? Okay, I'm super excited for this one. It has a 400 watt 3.1 channel soundbar that comes with a wireless subwoofer and supports Dolby Atmos and DTS. Wow, surely you're excited now. Let's unbox it, let's set it up, let's unleash the beast. But before that, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss an update. Also follow me on my social media handles for more tech info. This is your friend Singh. Let's get started. So firstly, the best part about the Sony G700 soundbar is simple setup. Trust me, you can do it yourself in under 5 minutes. So let's unbox it and see what's inside. Inside the box is the soundbar, the subwoofer, and some of these accessories. So first is an HDMI cable, and this is a really good quality HDMI cable, 2 power cords, and 2 because one is for the soundbar and one is to power the subwoofer. Then you have some paperwork here, and one is a startup guide and the other one is for operating instructions. Then you have the warranty card, and it clearly mentions 1 year of warranty. Then you have the batteries for the remote, and batteries are also of Sony. And here is the remote. And let me tell you, it's amazing. It's really compact, easy to use, clean. All buttons are easily accessible just with one hand, light, and the build quality is really good. So let's have a closer look at the soundbar. The G700 soundbar is about 38.5 inches wide and about 3 inches tall. It's so slim that I can actually fit it under my TV. I just got lucky, I guess. On the front is a black metal grille with a honeycomb design. It's kind of translucent so you can see the drivers inside. It also has a small screen for information related to volume levels and sound mode. The top has a soft matte texture and looks extremely nice. You can spot the Sony branding on the top left. There are 5 touch buttons in the center: power, input, Bluetooth pairing, and volume up and down. Clean. Towards the back we can see the IR pass-through transmitters. So when the soundbar is blocking the TV's infrared receiver, it will work through these. However, this requires activation in the settings menu. You also have screw holder slots in case you want to hang the soundbar to the wall. There are these 2 bays to conceal the ports. On one side is the power input, and on the other is a 1 USB-A port, which is only to install firmware updates, 1 optical port, and 2 HDMI ports. One is HDMI in and the other is HDMI out, which supports ARC. Actually eARC, which stands for Enhanced. HDMI ARC allows for lossless audio. The easiest way to connect the G700 soundbar to your TV is via HDMI ARC port. It allows you to keep all your video sources connected to your TV while sending the audio to the soundbar with a single HDMI cable. Now, smart TVs selling from the last 2-3 years come with HDMI ARC support. If your TV doesn't have one, then optical cable is your best option. And let me tell you that an optical cable has equally good results. Moving to the subwoofer. It's heavy, and let me tell you that the build quality is absolutely brilliant. Now this is wireless, so no cable management between the soundbar and the subwoofer, which means technically you can keep the subwoofer anywhere in the room. But of course you'll need to plug it to a power source. It has a mesh grille on the top, and you can spot a 6.2 inch base cone through it. The base reflex port at the bottom has a glossy touch. The overall front has the same matte texture similar to the soundbar. Moving towards the back, there are just 2 buttons, power and link. Frankly, I didn't need to use either. So let's set it up. It's super simple. Plug the power port to both the soundbar and the subwoofer and turn them on. You'll see a small green light on the top left of the subwoofer, which shows it's paired. The subwoofer pairs automatically. Just in case the light is red, then press the link button on the back and it should pair in a few seconds. Now for this demo, I'm using a 55-inch BTV and it supports HDMI ARC. If your TV doesn't have HDMI ARC, then you can connect it via an optical cable. But you'll have to buy that separately. Why didn't Sony include it? It wasn't a big deal. Anyway, let's plug the HDMI cable to the TV's HDMI ARC port and the other end to the HDMI eARC port on the G700 soundbar. And you're done. Remember I said super quick setup. If you have an Android TV, you have to go to the input settings and turn on CEC. CEC stands for Consumer Electronics Control. It allows for HDMI devices to be controlled with your TV's remote, like volume, And the best part is your soundbar turns off when the TV turns off and turns on when the TV turns on. Wow, this makes this functionality so seamless. Just love it. You must have also noticed there's a small display on the soundbar that shows details like volume, source and settings. Alright, time to see how it performs. But before that, here are some details about the soundbar. The G700 is a 3.1 channel system. So its physical channels deliver just front left, right and center channels, plus the subwoofer. Yet Sony claims of delivering 7.1.2 surround. In fact, most of those channels are emulated to give you a full surround sound experience. It's time to play a Dolby Atmos sample and see how it performs and how's the experience.
This is Dolby Atmos. The number of speakers around you no longer matters, because this is the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy. With purity.
Okay, so the first thing I need to say is that it got really loud. I'm sure I must have woken up my neighbors. The bass is deep and super punchy. The lows were also clean, no hums and no unnecessary noise. The highs were sharp and quite crisp. Above all, extremely immersive. Most of the audio was felt from the front. I could feel that the sound was coming from the left and right, the action sequences I could easily understand. However, there were times that the soundbar was also able to simulate the sound around me, like the traffic sound, the blips. Also, maybe I was trying to listen too carefully. Sometimes you experience more when you're actually not trying to think about it. But overall, the sound quality was very impressive. I'm sure that came as no surprise. You know, Sony devices rarely disappoint. Netflix has a lot of movies and TV shows that support Dolby Atmos. And here is where you will get to explore its full potential. So this is a Sony soundbar that you should consider if you don't want to crunch your room with too many speakers, but still want an easy to set up high fidelity theater experience. So the remote has some very handy features depending on what you're watching, when you're watching or listening, like the cinema mode, music mode, voice mode and the night mode. So cinema mode is perfect when you want to feel and hear the action around you. Music mode when you're listening to music so you can hear all the vividness and the richness in fine detail. Voice mode, it's perfect when you're watching news channels. It accentuates speech so you won't miss a single word. Night mode, well, this function optimizes the sound balance so you can hear everything clearly even at low volume levels. You can also lower and increase the subwoofer volume from the remote depending on how much bass you want. There is also a dimmer button on the remote to reduce the LED light when you're watching a movie at night so that it doesn't disturb you. So basically, the Sony soundbar is a powerful audio system packed with features. Perfect for movies and perfect for those house parties. It comes with Bluetooth so you can connect your phone, laptop and even your TV with it. The audio quality does reduce compared to an HDMI optical cable, but that's only if you compare it. Overall, it's quite good and does the needful. It's not a soundbar, it's a theater experience without the hassle of cables. It's not perfect, it has its share of shortcomings. Like I wish it had a functioning USB port, but who listens to music from a pen drive anymore? So let's not count that one. But there's no 3.5 aux in. That would be so handy, right? Plug and play, perfect for those house parties. But then it's not a deal breaker. The idea of buying this device is lesser cables. So no 3.5 aux cable actually makes sense. Coming to the price, well, it ain't cheap. Well, actually, if you look at it, for that amazing sound quality, amazing surround sound experience and excellent bass, it's actually worth every dime. You have to experience it to believe it. The Sony G700 Soundbar is selling for $39,999 on Amazon.in. I'll leave the link in the description. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. There is still so much more I'd like to cover about it. Maybe I'll make a part 2 video of this in my long-term review. I'm sure many of you would love to see it. Write down in the comments and let me know. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.